Hi everyone, my name is Justin Odisho, and in this video, I'm going to give you some tips to master the cross dissolve or crossfade transition, one of the most essential transitions in video editing and the staple that you should always have in your tools. So to begin, I have some clips on my timeline, and a couple tips that I can give you to start is, one, you might not know if you just highlight two clips and press Command D, it'll automatically apply the default transition, which should be a cross dissolve. Now you're seeing this pop-up come up saying insufficient media. This transition will contain repeated frames. And I actually want to talk about that because when you do add a transition on the ends of two clips, what it's trying to do is fade one into the other, but we're at the end and the start of each clip, so there's no information there. And what Premiere naturally does then is just use the freeze or still frame of that first frame until it gets to that clip and it starts playing. So it can look kind of awkward if that's not what you're trying to do. One way to go around this is let's delete that transition and we can actually layer the tracks on top of each other on two different layers. And then you can add something like a cross dissolve on the end of just the top clip and it acts just like it's dissolving between the two. So that's one way to get around it. Or you can always cut before the clip actually ends and then drag the clips next to each other and then add that default transition, which again, you can use Command D as the shortcut, and it will cross dissolve with the information that is there, because if we were to extend this clip out, it does have that extra information. So you can always click on the actual little transition tape, that little brown strip, open the effects control panel, and have a little bit of wiggle room and maneuver this transition to be longer or shorter. Just know that once you start getting into those cross angle lines, that means there's insufficient data and it's just going to have a freeze frame. So that's one way to just do your staple cross dissolve. It's very simple despite all that stuff we just talked about. But if we actually go into the effects panel on the right hand side, open up the video transitions folder and open up the dissolve folder, we can see there's a few different variations of the dissolve that we can play around with as well. So you have your cross dissolve by default. That's your default transition, which comes up when you right click to apply default transitions. And if you ever want to change that, you can actually right click on any transition in your effects panel and set it as the default transition for your composition or project. This can be useful if you're creating a slideshow of pictures or photos perhaps, and you just want to have the same default transition in between all of them, like a slideshow of pictures, without having to go in between each single one. You can just highlight all the clips, press Command D, and that'll automatically apply the same default transition. But in this case, I'll show you a few of these other ones. So if we delete that crossfade, another one we have is additive dissolve. So if I apply that in between the two clips, it's more of a bright blending of the two clips. Also, you can always stretch out all of these transitions to be much longer than they normally are. For example, you have your default cross dissolve, but I feel like a totally separate feeling and vibe of that is when you do a very long cross dissolve. So it's much slower. If we were to have a lot of overlap in between and just stretch it out to be a few seconds long, then you get a totally different feeling. It's a lot slower of a transition. It takes you in between clips. It feels like there's been a passage of time perhaps, or it's just a gentle visual way to transition. That's why you'd want to use a dissolve in the first place, is it can show a passage of time, it can blend two things happening at the same time, or it can just be a visually smooth transition from one to the next, unlike a cut. So they all have their times and creative uses. That's up to you in your storytelling on how you want to implement it, but it can be another tool for you. Another little twist you can do if you've got your two clips overlaid and you're transitioning in a layer style method is you can actually include other effects on top of the dissolve. So let's say I wanted to add a blur along with this. I can actually keyframe different things to go on. So let's add a Gaussian blur on this clip, and at the beginning of our cross dissolve, let's add a keyframe by hitting this stopwatch icon at 0. And then as the dissolve fully happens, let's add a lot of Gaussian blur. So it kind of blurs and fades out at the same time. I'll check repeat edge pixels because I don't like that vignetting that goes on in this case. And now we have not only a cross dissolve, but our own custom blur cross dissolve. And you can apply that same principle with many different effects in the effects control panel. Next, we have dip to black, which is another common useful one. Instead of going one clip to the next, we create some separation by dipping to black. Perhaps if you're going to a different scene totally, this can help. Another way that you can actually do dip to black is just by using a cross dissolve on one end, but not overlapping it. So instead of overlapping it, just keep it only on one end, and it kind of dips to black first. And you can actually come back in with a solid cut, which can be interesting if you're playing to some music or a suspenseful moment. It can pop in at you, or you can add a cross dissolve on the start of this clip as well. So dips to black, fades in, fades out. Same thing with dip to white, except this time it dips to white instead of black, a different stylistic choice for you to use. Again, if you make this really short, actually, it can almost feel like a flash transition. So that's cool as well. You got a flash transition there by making it really short. And you can do the same things with black, except for if you wanted to do it manually with white, you could always go to File, New, Color Matte, and you can actually dip to any color. So instead of just dipping to white, I can dip to pink if I want, just by adding a solid color matte, and that'll pop up in the project media bin. And in this case, I can use this color matte and just cross dissolve from the color matte to the clips. So it'll act like dipping to pink. Another different stylistic choice for you to keep in your toolbox. Next up, you have film dissolve. It's a little bit different of a look. It just reacts a little bit differently. For example, if I was to make this a cross dissolve, you see it's a little bit smoother, where a film dissolve might be a little bit more grainy of a transition or a little bit more cut off. Next up, we have Morph Cut, and this is actually a more functional transition. I wouldn't recommend applying a Morph Cut between two dissimilar clips. It's actually meant for perhaps two talking headshots, where if you're doing an interview and you're recording somebody on a tripod shot and you want to cut out a part where they said or they stuttered, this can make it kind of morph into each other. But if you try to apply it on two clips that are not of the same frame, you do get some weird stuff going on, and sometimes it can crash your program, so be careful and save. But it can give you a cool abstract effect if that's what you're looking for. But again, it's meant functionally for more of a talking head shots, where you're transitioning between the same images and it just kind of blends the head movement together, and slightly other uses like that. So I would look up separate tutorials on that. Next up, you have non-additive dissolve. So it's kind of the opposite of additive dissolve, where instead of adding, it kind of takes the dark parts out, kind of like the film dissolve, but a lot less smooth. So those are just different options for you to play with. But between all of these different options, the tips for applying default transitions or just applying dissolves on one end or the other and adjusting the lengths of them, this is one of the most essential things to have in your toolbox, especially the default cross dissolve. There's infinite times that you're going to be using this in your projects, whether it's for fading out text, fading out effects, layers, all of that. So get familiar with it. Hopefully this is a good introduction, gave you some tips, an overview of what's available, but just the default cross dissolve is going to be the backbone part of a lot of your projects. So my name is Justin Odisho. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like on it below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Check out some of my other Premiere Pro and video editing tutorials on my channel, and subscribe to stay tuned for all of my future videos, live streams, and more. If you want to follow me on social media, at Justin Odisho on Instagram and Twitter is the best way to reach out to me. I read all my DMs on Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.